So today we're solving quadratic equations by graphing and by using square roots. The equation x squared plus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0 is called a quadratic equation. And its related quadratic function is y equals x squared plus 3x minus 4. The solution of a quadratic equation and the x-intercept of its related quadratic function are the same. So notice the solution, in other words, the solution is the x-intercept of the graph of the equation. A quadratic equation is an equation that can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In the past, we have been graphing equations in this format, where we've been graphing the function form equal to y. A quadratic equation can have 2, 1, or no real number solutions. You can solve quadratic equations by graphing. So for now, we're only working with equations that have 2 solutions, 1 solution, or no solution. No solution meaning that it does not have a real number solution. In the future, then we'll talk about the ones with no solution and what the solution would actually be. But for the context of this lesson, it will be 2 solutions, 1 solution, or no solution. If we have to solve x squared minus 4 equals 0 by graphing, that means we have to graph this. It means the same thing as graphing x squared minus 4 equals y. This would be the function form. What is the axis of symmetry? X equals negative b over 2a. Do we have a term with b? No. That means negative 0 over 2 times 1, which just equals 0. So the axis of symmetry would be where? 0. Or the y-axis. Where would be the y-intercept? Minus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is a y-intercept, what would be the vertex? So if we have 0 for x on the vertex and we substitute to the equation 0 squared minus 4 equals y, that means negative 4 equals y. So the vertex is actually the same thing as the y-intercept, right? How do we find another point? Okay, so we can substitute and we can say if x equals 1, what would y equal? That means y squared minus 4 equals y. So 1 minus 4 equals y. Negative 3 would equal y. So 1 and negative 3, this would be another ordered pair. Can we mirror this point to the other side? Yes, right here. Now, we've got the beginning of our parabola. Can we look for another ordered pair? So let's say we want x to equal 2. What would y equal? So 2 squared minus 4 equals y. 4 minus 4 equals y. That means 0 equals y. That means at 2, 0, right here. Can we mirror the point to the other side? Right here. Can we draw our parabola now? Now, what would the solution to this equation be? The solution would be the 2 points at which the parabola crosses the x-axis. So in this case, the solution would be what would the solution be? Plus and minus 2. Positive 2 and negative 2. If we have to solve by graphing and we have to solve x squared equals 0, this means the same thing as x squared equals y. So this is the function form right here in blue ink. what would be the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry would be 0. So if the axis of symmetry would be 0, what would be the vertex? The vertex is 0. What would be the y-intercept? 0. So if we want to find when x equals 1, what would y equal? So we say 1 squared equals y. What would it equal? 1. We can plot this point. We can mirror it to the other side. If x equals 2, what would y equal? 2 squared equals y. So 4, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we mirror this point to the other side? And we have enough points for our parabola. What do you think would be the solution to this quadratic equation? The solution would be 0. Why 0? Because that's the point where it crosses the x-axis at 0. How many solutions here? One solution. If we have to solve by graphing x squared plus 4 equals 0, we would graph the function form x squared plus 4 equals y. What would be the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry would be 0. If the axis of symmetry is 0, what would be the vertex? So 0, we can substitute 0 squared plus 4 equals y. That means 4 equals y. So the vertex would be at 0, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we need to find another ordered pair, we can substitute x with 1. And we can say 1 squared plus 4 equals y. So 1 plus 4 equals y. That means 5 is equal to y. The next ordered pair would be 1, 5. Could we find another ordered pair? Let's say if x is 2. Yes, it does mirror. I'm sorry. We can mirror this point over here. But if I wanted to find another ordered pair, we say 2. We can say 2 squared plus 4 equals y. 2 times 2 squared is 4, and 4 plus 4 equals y. That means 8 would be equal to y. If we want to graph 2, 8, we go to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like here, and we can mirror the point to the other side. We've got enough information for our. Would my parabola ever cross the x-axis? No. Do we have a solution? We do not have a solution because the parabola does not cross the x-axis. If we have to solve using square roots and we have 2x squared minus 98 equals 0, we need to solve this quadratic equation using square roots. We have to isolate x squared. That means that first of all we have to add 98 to both sides. Now we've got 2x squared equals 98. Now we have to divide by 2 on both sides. Now we have x squared is equal to, 49. Okay, so how do we get rid of the exponent 2? We have to find the square root of 49. So x is equal to the square root of 49. This means that x equals plus or minus 7. So how many solutions does this quadratic equation have? 2 solutions, plus and minus 7. So we have to solve 3n squared plus 12 equals 12. So we have to solve using square roots. First we have to subtract 12 from both sides. We're left with 3n squared equals 0. have to divide by 3 on both sides. N squared equals 0. And what is the square root of 0? So how many solutions here? There is one solution. If we have to solve this equation, that means that again we need to isolate g squared to subtract 32 from both sides. 2g squared equals negative 32. Now we have to divide by 2. G squared equals negative 16. We have to get the square root of negative 16. And what's the square root of a negative number? There is no solution.